Okay, recording this video on Monday the 26th of September 2016. Hope you had a great day's trading today. Recording this video, what is it, 1:40 p.m. Chicago time, well before the close of the day. We had a nice little down day, good opportunities to take some good long and short trades. Going to show you a couple of things on the charts. First of all, this is the 500 tip bar chart multiple time frame view, bang bang bang, and you can see this is the open on the Sunday evening and this is the open on Monday morning. We sold off pretty hard. That was all led by what was going on in Europe and Deutsche Bank and blah blah blah. And then when we opened today, a whole bunch of blue professional bars selling it down with the exhaustion sell there, but we ran into some trouble. The downtrend kind of got maxed out with some pullback to end of trends kind of going off here, and then we went for a little bounce, but we came into resistance on the highest time frame. Remember, we're kind of breaking into the trending move on the highest time frame below this support level, so that's got to play itself out, pull back to finally end of trend by the end of today. And there were some nice little trades in there. I was kind of getting short twice into this move here. They didn't run very long, so I didn't kind of hit my targets on the way down here. Made my money on the way back up here with this kind of break, but it ran out of steam here with this kind of triple pattern. You can see we had pullback to end of trend on the lowest time frame, and that's that little gray dot here. The gray means early end of trend. Then we had a little pullback to end of trend on the intermediate time frame. That's the larger size dot here, showing you those things. So end of trends both syncing up with resistance on the highest time frame, which happens to be a pullback and a downtrend. So that is a great place to kind of take a short trade into this kind of exhaustion move and supports kind of going on here. I was done my trading into this high here, took out a nice 5.5 point trade at 49.25, having sat through a little bit of weakness here, but it got kind of finally kind of got pushed out here where we had a little run of the stops kind of going on here before the downtrend continued. And remember, 11 a.m. window kind of got shut out here. We had not really bottomed and reversed by the end of the day. So that says, we're probably just going to continue down, just breaking to new lows by a little bit and a little bit each time, and that's what we're doing kind of currently here. But in terms of this move for today, maybe we're kind of exhausted on the downside. We've got some exhaustion patterns. They held us here with this shoulder, then we came back and been trying to hold around this support level in the kind of 40s, kind of around there. So maybe we'll get a bit of a bounce with tomorrow. Always look at your 4,500 tip bar chart. This is so important. The professional bars on 4,500, it's funny, you could almost trade based on them alone. So this is at the beginning of the day here. Blue professional bars, you're always going to get one or so kind of at the open because there's a lot of kind of professional activity just playing the open to the close. But then when you see a bar after the open, a couple of bars after the open, and we kind of sell it down from there, they're getting short. When we came back up into that pullback resistance in a downtrend there, look, more blue professional bars, one there, two up here, two up bars into that resistance. The professionals were short here, getting short again, getting short again. I mean, they drove the market up at this level to go back into that because they wanted to have another bite into this apple, and then we've kind of come down. And the blue professional bars, they didn't come in here at the end of trend, they came in later. They came on this move and this move with the exhaustion sell kind of down here. So they're selling the open, they're getting short again, and then they're picking it up at the end of the day kind of down here with these blue professional down bars. The larger, the higher the time frame, the more significant the signals are. So the trending moves and the highest time frame are really significant. The pro bars and the amateur bars to some extent are very significant on the 4,500 tip bar chart. So that's the 15. I'll tag on my day trades the other two charts I was looking at today, which I find very interesting. So crude oil, been waiting all year for this thing to finally kind of bottom out. And I said in the last video, wait for a whole bunch of like down bars, blue professional down bars. It'll particularly come with kind of bad news and people getting freaked out and whatever. Look at this. This is over the last couple of days. Blue professional down bar, that's Friday's activity, and we're kind of bouncing from there. We had another blue professional down bar here. It's in this region where the amateurs were getting wrong-footed here with Rambo patterns. This kind of 43 level, 44 level, the kind of interested blue professional, that's a U-turn, and then we kind of come back into that zone into that same kind of area, blue professional down bars, into that. We're running at this thing out, pullback to end of trend on the highest time frame on crude, and setting up this next kind of move in crude. So blue professional down bars are starting to show that the way, and that's the most significant one that we had with Friday's activity. The other chart I'm looking at, which I'm kind of waiting for a bit of a pop, is the euro. Again, euro, we huge down move, all these white bars on the multiple time frame system view, bang bang bang, downtrend into pullback to end of trend, finally maxes out kind of down here, and we've been putting in a little resistance to support. I say the second cyclical turn after an end of trend. So there's the end of trend on the highest time frame, first cyclical turn, second cyclical turn after end of trend. We've exhausted ourselves kind of down here with exhaustion sell, and that's a short covering rally, bang, and then we've just been waiting, and now this blue professional bar needs to get worked out. The highs and the lows of that, we've just been playing around and playing around. We got support on the highest time frame, on the lowest time frame. We got resistance currently on the intermediate time frame, but let's wait and see. Are we going to have a pop above 14 and a half will be kind of a signal that things are kind of looking good for an uptrend break in the euro. So finally, crude oil, we've got in those blue professional down bars, one here, the little U-turn kind of prior to that. That's looking really interesting. A pop potentially in euro above kind of 14 and a half, and that would mean all kinds of trouble for the USD. So there you go. I'll tag on my day trades, show you what I was up to today, and I hope your trading went well. Right, just reverse gone long 43.75, so a little loss, 1.5 on that second try to short. So I'm down 1 after 2 trades, which isn't so bad. So I'm playing around this volatility at the bottom. Reason getting long was that blue professional bar spiked down. Blue professional bar held. I got in just at the high of that as it was kind of breaking to 44, so I was kind of anticipating that would break up. Rambo pattern, it's okay, we're breaking resistance here. What are we seeing system wise? So that was the open. A whole bunch of blue professional bars kind of selling it down, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, but then kind of flush with blue professional down bars into those lows, into that kind of data release. So we could have a nasty little kind of break to the upside, where all of a sudden, we cause a bit of an explosion in volume. So this is shown on the intermediate time frame, a pullback to end of trend and another pullback to end of trend here. On the 1500 single time frame chart, there's one pullback to end of trend, pullback end of trend. This one signaled a little bit differently. Resistance to support wasn't the same kind of pullback to end of trend here. It was just out by a fraction. That resistance line came in a fraction higher, just a quarter point. You get this kind of little glitches in the matrix type stuff, but it's the way tick bars are built, and it's annoying, but you just got to live with it, or I just live with it. Anyway, so bust into an uptrend. We've actually got a double break, so you can wait for a low risk entry point, or you can jump in on a double break like that. Let's see, if everybody's kind of expecting it to go down, and all of a sudden we start to career away. Let us see. Okay, got a nice little runner here. Move my target out to 48.75. Just need to pick up that extra point. And no blue professional bars on this breakaway, which is kind of good, so we don't want them taking profits. So the next kind of area we'll find resistance is when we get cyclical cross on the 45, where this runs into a pullback to end of trend on the 500. So we got to go see exhaustion buys on the 500. So we've got our exhaustion sells down here. That's getting the move going. That's bottoming the move. So now we've got to see it on the reverse side. And well, the high for the day is 48.75. Is that right? 49 even. My target's at 48.75. Oh, there's the exhaustion buy. Interesting. Blue professional up bar. Still got to run pullback end of trend though up here. Potentially yeah, we could have something that kind of goes exhaustion buy on 1500. So let us see. I just moved my target out to 49.25. We got 28.75, that got hit. And 49 is this kind of high for the day. We've got blue professional bars come in on 1500, but we've got to go pull back into trend on the 500, and that could easily just push us up through that number, 48.75, just to 49.25, just be part of the stop run maybe. At 49, take me out, but quite a lot of profit taking going on here. Let's just see on this next push up if we kind of get taken out. Alright, well, a big push back from just under 49s down to 45s, but two blue professional bars kind of come in and want to try to break the highs of these, kind of get this thing going, push up and test that high. It's weak because we've dropped through a support. We've got resistance in here, so we're sitting, a little retrace, but all kinds of weakness showing at the moment. But nice thing would be just another kind of clean out move up to that high and to cause that kind of maybe change in trend. So still waiting for it. Let's see. Alright, finally having our push back up to 49s. We got to 48, looking for 49.25. Reason for getting that there is eventually we're going to have to get rid of this energy on the 4500 tip bar chart, pull back to end of trend, and we got this blue professional bar. That's significant. So, but running some stops just up here would be very handy. No blue professional bars on the way up yet. Some kind of cyclical support to come in maybe. Anyway, 48.25. Come on, let's go run it. Bingo! Just taken out 49.5. Excellent, 5.5 on that trade. Good. And loss of 1 on the first two trades, so 4.5 up for the day. What is it? It is 9:37 a.m. Chicago time, and all done. Nice.